trouble with primitives in any art form, painting, poetry, or music, is that they come a dime a dozen. You can trip over them in the streets. Anyone can present himself as a primitive when they might be quite simply untalented, or just lazy, or money-minded.
Money-minded. Welcome to Tavern Talk, a full spoiler live talk show based on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and joining me as always is my dancing brother Dan.
Where to your mom?
Jansen Lashley Haynes and Beth Doman. We are here to cover episode 3 of season 3 of Wheel of Time by Amazon Prime.
I'm doing a crip walk.
We're going to start off by giving our review scores, and then we're just going to jump in the episode. Guys, what are we thinking about episode 3?
I think Beth's kind of excited about this episode. She's pumped. She's like the music. Yeah.
All right,
I've also had a couple of drinks, so I'm happy. No, honestly, just because we have 5 episodes left in the season, tentatively 9.25 to 9.5. This episode was almost perfection for me.
Wow.
A couple of hiccups, but for the most part, mwah,
C'est magnifique.
lovely.
Well, you know what, Beth, you were a big Nancy Drew fan, weren't you? Because we got some Nancy Drew moments. You were digging them.
You know what? Why?
I'm just kidding.
Why do you have to hold my age against me?
No,
I love Nancy Drew and
I was a Hardy Boys. I was a Hardy Boys
Hardy
dude.
Boys and Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Carmen Sandiego.
And Encyclopedia Brown.
Yes.
Hello, Jansen.
And
Welcome back.
Inspector Gadget.
And Inspector Gadget.
How are you guys today?
Oh, excellent.
The
Doing
same
great.
as I was 10 minutes ago, but a little happier because, anyway, sorry.
You're better. You're better than you were 10 minutes ago.
Fantastic.
How are you, Jansen?
I rate this one. See, I have a couple of issues with this episode. I'm gonna say a 7.8.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
I give it an 8.
Blue.
I give it an 8. Brother Dan, what's your score?
Yeah, I think I give it a 7.8 as well, Ryan.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
my issues are actually see the first episode of this season. We got a lot pushed into even just 17 minutes, but we got a lot pushed into that first episode. A whole lot. What we have seen over the past 2 is that they have slowed down the pace of the episodes. And I think that this is some of the reasons why I'm in the 7 range and not 8, like I have been for the previous 2, is because I think that they could have actually put a lot more into this episode and could have gotten us further because we only have 5 episodes left.
Great point.
That,
You know what? And that's something that can't be ignored is just the limited resources we're working with time.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. It's been their biggest setback
Yep.
since season 1. I mean, the entire time, 8 episodes.
It's nonsense.
We need 10 episodes.
10 to 12. Yeah.
And they all need to be an hour long. And they have done that this season. They've
all
made
been
these
over an hour
episodes.
long.
Well, that includes credits. Without credits, we're looking at between 55 and 58 minutes. But that's still 3 to 4, if not more, minutes per episode than we're getting in prior seasons. So, yeah.
This cold open was pretty big.
It was amazing.
This was a pretty damn big. So we have Lanfear, Samael, and Ravine, aka Lord Gabriel, and he spills the beans. He's like, "Yeah, they all think we've been dating for 10 years. It's crazy.
Yes.
Everyone thinks that we have been a couple for 10 years.
So he's compulsing the hell out of everybody.
Not
only that. We got name dropped Semirog and Grendel.
Yes.
So.
All right, let's count. We've had Ishamael,
Samael,
Ravine, Lanfear, Mogideon,
Semirog, and Grendel. So, can I tell you my prediction?
Yeah, so that's 8. There's one more, right?
No, that was 7.
That's
7. That's 7.
And
The 8th one is the male. It's going to be a man because we do 4 men, 4 women. So, one of 2 things is going to happen. We're either going to get Tamandrid or Tamodian. Mazrim Taim is going to be the 8th Forsaken. I think the real Mazrim Taim was probably killed, and they're using a Mask of Mirrors for because that was such a huge plot thing when the books were coming out. That is true. He didn't, but he kind of did with the statues in season 1.
Yeah.
We had 8
and
statues.
the seals we saw too, right?
Right. And there are so many people who are saying, oh, well, there was one of the Forsaken statues that Stefan had a guitar or some sort of stringed instrument, a lute or something, right? So everybody's like, oh, that's got to be Asmodean. But who's to say that maybe Demandred and Asmodean aren't merged together, or it is Asmodean and we get Tamodian instead of Tamandred? Because who's to say that we're not going to see a cold open with Mazrim Time playing a mandolin? Or
Tamandred is a good one, I think.
That's what because he's been name dropped twice this season. He was already name dropped in previous seasons. He's definitely going to make an appearance. And I think it would give a lot of longtime book readers some satisfaction, because so many people did not like the way that Demandred made his appearance, like he was in Shara. We're not going to get the Sharans. It's too complicated to provide.
I don't even think we're getting sea folk, but people have said they are. But I don't see the sea folk as being that.
We're getting sea folk next episode.
I don't see him as being that important.
I think we're getting sea folk.
We might not get like them as a huge culture, but I think we'll get a reference to them. I agree with you, Marisu. I agree with you. It's either going to be Tamodrin or Tamandred or Tamodian. Like, it's one of those two, but the last Forsaken is Mazrim Time. They're not going to make Mazrim Time become a modern day Forsaken. It's too complicated. They need to streamline stuff, and that's how they're going to streamline stuff. Anyway, that's my prediction, and I'm going to die on that hill. Not literally, proverbially.
This cold open does have once Lanfear and Samael bolt Ravine and Mogideon. She comes out softly through the shadows. And
I love her.
I mean, this was so true to book form.
Yes, I loved it.
As Robin being the politician. He was a total politician. I love that. I did love that. You know what else you guys just passed over, though?
Talk to me.
They also showed 2 Forsaken doing the same trick with the one power, doing it differently.
What do you mean?
The traveling?
You got to look back, man. Like, no one notices that when.
I know my co-host on my podcast did, because we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
So there are very few people out there who have noticed it.
And you see the pattern. And when Samael does it, he does a different pattern, showing the.
Well, that's because men and women enter differently.
But they showed it. It was awesome. I thought it was
yeah.
Lanfear did the back out one.
Lanfear also did it with a little bit of a flair, because we do know that she likes to, like, you know.
I mean, they had this meeting in the books.
They do.
They have this meeting in the books, and even to the point where they almost go at it. The only difference was that I believe Grendel was also at this meeting, not Mogideon.
I can't wait.
By the way, the casting of Samael,
is awesome.
Yeah,
his prosthetic with his scar across his everything.
He's just an angry Scotsman.
Even the Scottish accent was perfect.
Yeah,
it was so fantastic. I loved it so fucking much. It was great.
And he's like, you guys can just kiss your ass all you want, but we got shit to talk about.
Yeah, it was great.
We
he was great.
With the investigations that are going on, when they talk to Miko and Joya, they we learn about the hearts. So this is something that is true to the book as well. With the Black Aja, you only know 2 others within the organization. So I had thought for sure there's no way that Varen is a black based on but
nope, she is. She's most definitely black.
Varen is most definitely black. You know why? I can tell you why right now. Even when Naomi uses compulsion on her, Naomi doesn't know that she's black, but Varen uses a weave to help deflect it and doesn't say anything about it.
Sure, but that doesn't mean she's black. That means that she is just witty.
A ninja.
Yeah,
No,
she's a ninja.
But let's talk about the gray man who is Jackim Carradine, who is murdered
okay.
in
There's
the hall.
people in the Ryan. This is our first and only poll, I think. Was that Grayman?
That was yes.
Jay or Jim?
Yes, it was. Why
Well,
would they show him being created if he wasn't the one they were using in the next episode?
All right, so was Jake him also the one that attacked
No.
Nynaeve?
No.
Different person.
Different one. Different.
Okay, Ryan, throw it up there. I don't think we've seen Jake him yet.
I think Jacob's dead.
I think we would have seen his face.
We're getting Jackim Carradine was very much a Bella
There's no
moment.
way-
It was
they
a
wouldn't
name
have-
drop.
no,
It was a
that's
name
not-
drop for book fans.
Not good
to have-
storytelling film wise.
It was a what moment?
It was this is what I have to say to that.
Wow.
You had me starting in to try to re-explain myself, and you dropped Bella on me. You dropped a 1,600-pound mare on my head.
A shaggy 1,600 pounds.
If it was anybody other than Bella, I would be deceased right now. But it's Bella, so
You're welcome. I dropped some blessings upon you. Oh, so good. Ryan, we needed that. Shake it up and type it.
Yeah, that was great.
shake it
What's the
up.
poll again? What exactly is the poll, Dan?
It is. Is Jake him dead?
Most
Yes. 100%. If Beth and Jansen are agreeing on something, you know it's right.
Ooh, see, I don't think we've seen him yet. I think it would have been a more obvious thing. I think Gray Men are going to be more.
It's a name drop. It's to give homage to book fans. Just like they said, Bella, no! In Shia Ghul when she ran away. Like, we're not ever going to see Bella again. It was a name drop. That's
Are you sure, Beth?
I'm
Just kidding.
I think we are going to see Bella again in Teleran Riyadh.
I don't know if we'll see Bella
I
in
would
Teleran
cry
Riyadh.
No. When we see Tam Althor again, he will be on Bella.
We saw Bella in Teleran Riyadh in the books.
I know we did, but there was a long established relationship between Egwene and Bella in the books by that time.
When we see her training and she does something, she'll bring Bella back.
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't think we'll ever see Bella mentioned again in this series.
Watch, and next episode, that's the only horse that Perrin rides.
I mean, and that's entirely possible because I did say in my reaction video to when they were walking towards the Aiel Waste for episode 2, I was like, I guess it is way easier for production quality or production costs not to have horses when they're filming stuff like this. So it makes sense. But like, we didn't even talk about that entire interchange between. Wait, it's this episode.
No.
It's this episode.
Yeah. It's all
interchange between Perrin and Mandarb.
Right. Well, So in the Two Rivers, the whole thing. So first of all, before we get into that, will we see Tam Althor?
Yes.
Yes, we will.
Absolutely.
We will. 100% we will.
100%.
Okay.
And we'll see Abel Cawthon. And I love that we're going to have an Abel Cawthon redemption arc. I'm here for it. And we got Natty Cawthon, and we got Hen News. Hen News made an appearance. Don't you dare say Abel Cawthon dies.
We saw Sen Bui.
My prediction is that Abel and Tam bring Devin Ride.
Ooh. Okay. That's not bad. That's fair.
I like that.
My Hagra needs to go up.
Yes, they bring Devin Ride to the fight. They've already been mentioned that they're out there and they've helped a little bit. But they already said that Whitecloaks are looking for them too. Piran has given his speech that he gave. Oh, we did have Will Alcine and his brother, the Alcines, who are going to eventually, well, at least in the books, become Piran's first two captains, Van and Will. We saw those two brothers with their dad outside of the Wine Spring Inn. We also saw Sin Bowie outside of the Wine Spring Inn, which was pretty cool.
I wish that, so we do meet Fael, and I do kind of wish that her real name was Zareen.
I bet we'll find out later that it is. I don't think they've named her Fael.
I don't know.
We'll see. But this actress that they chose to play her
is rad.
Play a fae or something in some kind of fantasy something, because her face is so angular and like a pixie, or it's beautiful. It's striking. It's not beautiful. It's in a classic sense, but the combination of her facial features plus the brightness of her eyes and her pixie haircut is captivating. Like whenever she was on the screen, I could not look at her. Like I love her cat. It's a little different than Fael. Like I'd picture Fael but I like it. I really like it. She's so different from anybody in the show.
So what else she brought is something we talked about this in an earlier episode a few months ago. We didn't think we were going to see them, but we now know that there are Hunters of the Horn.
Yes.
I did not think we were going to have it because it seemed like there was a lot of people that knew where it was.
Well, it hasn't gotten to the Two Rivers yet.
Right. Well, I mean, before it was even pried open, they're like, "Oh well, time to get the horn," and like they're like, "All right, get the pitchforks."
That was people from Shinar, and that could have been like a closely held secret within the nation of Shinar.
You know what? Two people can have a secret if one of them is dead, as they say.
But when she says, "I'm a hunter of the horn, and I'm looking for it in the Two Rivers," he was like, "Have you?" She's like, "Have you heard of it?" And he's like, I'm familiar. I was like, oh my God, I love it so much. Oh God, you guys.
He whips out Matt's drawing.
Episode 2. I just got to say real quick. I just have to say the way that Swan convinced Matt to leave the Horn of Valir in the tower was masterful. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. It was such a great homage to the books. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, I'm back on episode 3 now. I'm sorry.
No, it was. You're right.
You should have made these 45-minute long episodes, Dan and Ryan. Next time.
Beth's breaking her own rules right now.
Sorry.
She's a corrupt crossing guard.
So what we also get a big thing we find out some information from Elida when she has a long conversation with Min.
You mean the goddess?
Yes. Now, what's cool about that is we get a lot of information. We even get a reference from a blue, which is pretty cool, on how blues are. And she says, I learned from a blue a long time ago to find out who my servants are. Now that is referencing like how, conniving, how the blues, like what they do, like how they are. It was great. I thought that was wonderful how they showed that little snippet of what blues do. And we also got more information about Elida and how she can see the future as well. And that being said, we got one of Min's viewings as well.
Right.
And apparently it's Matt hung from a red door frame.
Yes! Oh my God, I was so happy. So do you think do you think that the second doorway is in Tanchico in the Panarch's palace?
Yes.
With the Domination Band?
Yes. Now, do you know what else that also does? It gives whoever goes through that doorway a way back to Tar Valley. Because the other doorway's there.
Yeah.
The other doorway is in the 13th.
So that opens up a question I have about possibly... Okay, well, we won't talk about it now. We won't talk about it now. But Anyway, I loved everything about this episode. I loved the way that Leandrin, once again, this show is making me feel empathy for Leandrin.
Okay, well, let me. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Go on, please. Finish.
I know, Ryan. I know where you're going to go. This is the thing.
It's Dan, brother Dan.
You go. Oh, brother Dan. You go back. She says you go back home for 2 reasons, right? I can't remember the first one, and the second one's for revenge. The first one was something, and the second one was for revenge.
To do your laundry if it's my house.
Remembrance.
For remembrance and for revenge. And she loved her son.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only good thing that came from her young personhood was her son.
She didn't love her great grandson though.
It wasn't her great grandson. It was another. It was another family, an indirect descendant. And she watched her son die. Right, Lanfear killed her son to set her free, right, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But she did the ritual for where he died, and then she went back to Tanchico to speed along his reincarnation process, basically, with the ritual where he was born. He was born in a cell. And like it or not, I thought the way that she did that was, it was Red Wedding. It was definitely a red wedding. Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. And if you talk to people who are book fans, there's these talks about how the Wheel of Time is epic fantasy, but it's not grimdark. It is very much grimdark. There is very much aspects of grimdark fantasy in the Wheel of Time, and they are showing that to us on the screen. Yeah. It is overtly violent.
I think what Leandrin said is don't hold back.
Right. And I love that. but at the same time, the person, she saw herself in that child bride, and she would rather that child bride have a fractured memory of not remembering her trauma. So it forces you to have empathy for Leandrin, for her history, for what has driven her to the Black Aja. She has so much more substance and so much more depth than the book Leandrin ever did.
Absolutely.
And Kate Fleetwood's portrayal of her is masterful. It just is, and it's riveting. And it's the best thing that this show has done is make an antagonist with depth that you want to get to know, that you want to understand. Right. It's not the antagonists in this show are not 2-dimensional. I think the antagonists are actually more well fleshed out than a lot of the main characters are. And that is going to keep people invested and interested in what's going to happen.
Here's the problem I had with the whole scene, I guess, was the drawing, the rune, the thing. They're like, oh, let's look under the bed. Oh, there's this very white thing that, and if it's a cultural thing, this shouldn't have been a surprise. Maybe it was new to Egwene and Nynaeve, or Elena and Nynaeve. But the point is, this should have been seen. But it wasn't. I don't know. It was dumb.
It was under a bed in an inn.
Remember,
what is this? Assassin's Creed? Where they're like,
Don't get me started. I'm playing Assassin's Creed next week. Don't you dare.
Under the bed, the other side of town. It wasn't in the White Tower.
Remember, it was.
Okay, that's a good point.
This was in North Harbor, and this goes back. This goes back to the relationship that Nynaeve and Leandrin, the bond that they forged. Because remember, Nynaeve followed her that day to North Harbor, and found her. And remember when Maureen said, "I will tell the Red Aja about the man you know in North Harbor," that ended up being Leandrin's son. So that bond that Leandrin and Nynaeve formed, whether it was through manipulation on Leandrin's part, I think Leandrin, if she wasn't Black, she would have tried to befriend Nynaeve and get her to be Red. I think she really honestly would have gone through anything she could have done to make Nynaeve Red. But there was definitely kinship between the two of them. And Nynaeve knew something about Leandrin that little to no people in the tower knew. And Leandrin didn't put it in a public place. She put it under a bed. Like, it was hidden. And they happened to find it. And it wasn't so I think it's perfect. And I love the fact that they are bringing in cultural references from different places. We've seen burial rites from three different parts of the world now. We've seen Shinar in season 1. We've seen Alana's on the ashes with Yvonne, and also what they do in Tanchico. And I love that they're bringing cultural reference in, whether it's from the book or not. It's not. This is show driven, but I think it's really well done.
Yeah, good point.
And it gives some humanity to Leandrin. It keeps her human. It keeps her relevant and not just the big bad. She's human. She's driven by more than one reason, but she's still human. You know? And I think that's super important.
Yeah, that's a great point. And they are different. And I mean, this is a place where we talked about that there isn't really a religion. There's the light.
Correct.
There's the creator and there's the dark one. And these are known constants. They're not necessarily.
And there's rebirth. There's definitely rebirth.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. But they still have different customs regarding birth and death.
I mean, and we even see another thing when Egwene says we have to bury them. And Ruark says, "Go on, shade of my heart." When he says that to Bear.
More than that. You forget the apple blossom in the hand and the two rivers.
Yes, everything. There's so many references to different cultures and homages to their dead. And the lanterns at Beltane after the Dalek invasion. There's so many. Yeah, there's so many references.
Grieving for everybody and Tarvalon.
Beating his chest.
Speaking of, we haven't talked about this. I tried to last episode. But I believe that, just like in the books, and especially in New Spring, where Lan had to listen to tradition, and he had to sleep with someone. He has to do it this time, too, because the last thing we saw was him saying, "Yes, I remember tradition." And
Interesting. I have very mixed opinions about this. This is the one thing.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Bless you.
I think I'm done. Maybe.
Look at the sun.
Just put your finger on your nose like they do in cartoons.
Yeah, do it like cartoon. I'm splashing pepper in your face.
But the Melindra thing. Oh, okay. Go on, Joseph.
Yeah, Anton.
Yeah, I think it was, Melindra is obviously a dark friend.
Lan cheats in the books. Just saying.
But
he's with Morel in the books.
He's with Morel in the books, but he's also with the lady.
Yeah, in New Spring.
Yeah, in New Spring.
The Kandori noble or whatever.
It was
Shabaya?
Yeah, something like
that. Shaboinka?
Shaboinka
with Shabaya?
The girl is hard to get.
The lady Erlen.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to take something from that, something from Morel, and the tradition of Malkir is to sleep with the king, something like that.
See, I think he's going to rebuff her. I don't think that's going to actually happen, and I think it's going to cause some. I think it's going to cause something. But let's talk about the significance of making Melindra Malkiri adopted into an Aiel tribe. She apparently was Malkiri, right?
Mhm.
And I actually don't dislike the fact that they made her Malkiri because Matt's not going to be in the waste.
Mhm.
And so we need to have some kind of, if they're going to incorporate an Aiel dark friend, it's already happened. Like, we know that the Aiel will adopt because they adopted Tigrane in as we don't, and the book, the non-book readers don't really know that yet. They don't understand who Tigrane was or whatever, but or Shael. But
could this be Grendel?
No, it's not Grendel.
I think it's funny is how they had us thinking it was okay for Moraine to do it, but no, Land can't do that.
Can we also talk
Moraine,
about?
it's like, go get it, girl.
No.
Can we also talk about how miserable Land and Moraine were in the sweat tent? And it was such a departure from season 1, episode 1, when they were in the tub together. It could be hotter. It
Right.
could be warmer.
And she says it's so hot.
It's so hot, and they're gonna and he says
They're making it hotter. Yeah.
Oh my god, I just loved that. That was like such a departure from what we saw in the
They even
beginning.
mentioned that there's no water.
There's no water.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Yeah, there goes that
was
temperature
so great.
control that all the Ice and I tend to have.
That is a great question,
Yes.
Dana Lou. That is an amazing question, and one I had myself. Like that, because that is a tattoo that she would have gotten as an adult, because there's no way if she had that.
She is I think they're going to call her a chimera. And I think she's going to say, I am a chimera. You know your duty as a Valkyr, and she's going to sleep with him. That's what
But if she was a child, how would she know what that is?
There's
If she
still
was a
Valkyrie
child
alive.
when,
She
but-
also
but if-
there's still Valkyrie alive.
but not with the Aiel,
But they're still alive. There's some in Tarvalin.
but not with the Aiel.
Yep.
If she was raised, if she was found by the Aiel when she was a child,
Yeah.
how
we
would
already
she know?
that? We already know that even in the Two Rivers, they were getting information they didn't get in the books.
I don't know. We'll have to see, because
Like,
I would
she
think
called him,
that
she called him out of line too.
I know.
I know,
I do think that she's a plant. I mean, I do think she was raised with the Aiel, but I do, and I would love. I hope that we see. I hope we see for the golden bees. I hope we get that line. I hope we do.
We also know that there's going to be a Forsaken out in the waste, so it's going to be somebody out there. I believe that there's going to be one in the Two Rivers, and I think that may be Lord Luke. We don't know, but Lord Luke's going to be Slayer, or he's going to be a Forsaken.
Right, Lord Luke is a big question. I have another question as far as so we have. It seems the Malkiri sword. I'm not, but he's like
Malkiri blade.
The Malkiri blade. Sorry, he's like it's like the Heronmark blade. So is this going to be the balefire? Is this going to be how we kill Forsaken? Is with these special blades like the Heronmarked or the Malkiri blade?
A power wrought blades.
A 1 power blade. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Because the one that Rand used wasn't a power wrought blade.
Yes, it was.
Oh, because it was Tam's Heronmark. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You're right. Never mind. Take it back. Take it back. Yeah.
Just like the Heronmark blade that Tam.
Yeah.
They said it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah, no. The tattoo on her means something, definitely.
Okay. So I know we're running out of time. I just have to say the best Easter egg for me in this episode was at the very, 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 very end. When
Mogedion?
Mogedion was a servant
Yes.
in Tanchico.
That was great. My favorite part was when the Trakan boys got their ass kicked.
Oh my god, yes, that was amazing.
Yes.
That was so great.
I wanted a crowd.
Yes, I know a lot of people wanted a crowd, but
And
I loved it.
I loved how Naive's reactions to it.
She was just like, she's like, Matt. And then she's like, hey, that's Matt. She's like, go to Rivers. She's like, go to Rivers.
Yeah,
She
I
was-
loved it.
Softly serve the tea.
I love that.
We
I thought
also
it was
had
great.
some Trakan boy sex. Boy,
Oh
they
my
get it
God.
on.
Let's get it on.
No, not passionate. No, it sounded like a rodeo. It sounded like there was like a goat.
No, stop. We are ew.
We also got
Ew.
information from that too.
We did.
We got information. We got that the White Tower is not as run like it was in the book.
In the books, they're not as monastic as they were.
I mean, even Swan said, "Oh, well, the novices are going to love this."
Are never going to recover from this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Swan
Yeah.
said, "Oh, the novices are going to love them."
Gabriel also said it to Elaine. He's like, "Yeah, I think the boys are probably pretty busy right about after that show yesterday. They're probably pretty busy."
Novices weren't allowed to be around guys in the book.
Correct, because they were a distraction.
In the show, they're allowed to get it on.
Dude, DTF, baby.
I mean, more power to you. Like, for sure. So,
Thank you, Miss.
anyway.
Yep. Guys, embrace your inner novice tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for the permission, Dan.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
That's episode 3. We will be back next week talking about episode 4. Hopefully it'll be a fun one like these are. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Jansen.
Maryland. Those are my predictions.
Ooh, Tom Maryland
Okay.
in the next.
Tom Maryland, glass columns.
Bail
My prediction. Glass columns next
Bell Doman.
episode.
Doman.
I do be Bail Doman.
Yeah.
I think we'll get Tam Althor next
He
episode.
do be my distant relation
And
by
you
the
do be-
aged grandmother.
Beth Doman, you put the B back in
Oh my
Beth.
God. You know who else we might get next week or this season 4? A fan favorite. Come back, guys.
Hearing the sniffer.
Hopper.
Oh! I bet you we'll
Maybe.
get a
We'll
hopper
see.
this season. Sure.
Hopper.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
Oh, and we might get Elias too.
Maybe.
That'd be great. I'd love to see him again. All right, Beth, we haven't done this yet. Let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitch at Beth Doman. I'm actually going to go live tonight. I'm testing out my PC with Marvel Rivals this evening. And I just have to say that I don't really know what's happened, but I've been averaging between 45 and 55 viewers. I'm pushing for Twitch partner by the end of the year. I need to average 75 viewers over 8 streams in a 30-day time period. So
Oh.
you can
All
just
right.
put me on and lurk. If gaming is not your thing, just bring up my stream. Just shoot
I
me a
got you.
follow.
Do it.
I'm
just-
going
and-
to. I'm gonna put it on.
I'll do it.
And yeah, so things have been really good. Like it's become a really good second source of
Thank you,
income
Matt
for me.
Stagger. We appreciate
And
you.
thank
all
you,
the
Matt
time.
Stagger. Yes,
Matt
Matt
Stagger.
Stagger, you're an amazing mod. And
Never
so
not the best guy.
Yeah.
In the
and look for my reaction videos to Wheel of Time on YouTube. I still have to upload episode 2 and 3, but I will get those up this week before episode 4 drops. And yeah, so and Delving the Chronicles. We're dropping our review of I think all 3 episodes. I don't know the release schedule. Dana Lou, if you're in chat and you know, you can let me know. I know we're at least coming out with season 1's already out. The episode 1 is already out. Episodes 2 and 3 should be out this week. We're going to be doing weekly reactions for the rest of the season. And look for more Shadi and I at JordanCon next month. We'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
there too, guys.
Yay!
Me
Awesome.
too. Hashtag. Oh, all of us, but
No, Ryan.
So
Yeah, I know.
gotta go,
It's
but
okay. It's
I gotta
okay.
go, but I want to tell everybody one quick thing. Watch 911 this week.
Really?
Doing a scene with Leslie Ann Warren. It's pretty cool.
Get up.
Leslie Ann Warren. Oh,
Down 911. Sorry. I'm getting back to
Amazing.
1990.
it's a joke in
1991
Yo
Public
Town.
Enemy.
Are you saying this is a joke in Yo Town?
We love Flavor Flav and Chuck D up in here.
Yo,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Dial 911 long time ago.
Exactly.
Okay, guys. Love
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you
All right,
guys.
run
We'll
for
see
your
you.
lives. This is The Way of the Leaf.
Bye.